if you're finding that you've followed all the strategies, you've bought all the programs, you've checked every box, you've taken action after action, but you still aren't seeing the results that match the effort of the doing that you're putting in, that's because doing more isn't the answer. You see, the key to lasting success, to flow, to impact, isn't found in doing more. It's found in who you're being, your way of being. You see, we're taught from an early age that hustle and just doing equals success, that you just need to work harder and you'll have what you want, that if you just do more, faster, better, then you'll finally succeed. But doing alone doesn't create success. If it did, everybody would be able to follow the same blueprint and they'd get the same results. The truth is, it's not just what you do, it's who you are as you do it that creates success. Because when your energy is rooted in hustle, in fear, in not enough, even the best actions won't land, because doing from a place of force leads you to burnout and not breakthroughs. So what is it that actually creates results? Well, being is the source of your action. One of the fundamental models that we work with in reality recoding is the be, do, have model. Because the truth is, who it is that you're being shapes what you do and the way in which you do it, which in turn creates the outcome of what you have. So if somebody is coming from a state of being where they feel like this is never going to work out for them and it's just not who they are and they don't even know why they bother, the action that they take will be directly impacted by the state of being that they're in as they do it. If, on the other hand, you've got somebody who is in a space of expansion, of possibility, of curiosity, the doing, the action that they take from that state of being is going to be very different in the way in which they do it to the first person in the example. And so the outcome that they get is going to be totally different depending on the state of being in which you come from. Also, when you've dropped into an aligned state of being, that impacts the wisdom that you hear, the intuition that flows through you, the guidance in which you receive, and the actions that you then take and the way that you take them. So rather than just creating a big to-do list of all the things that you think you need to do in order to create the success that you want, if you first drop into the state of being of the person who already has the thing that you want, and then ask from a space of inspired wisdom, what is it that I feel guided to do? Which way would I love to bring this thing into creation? Then probably half of the stuff that you've got on your to-do list doesn't actually need to be done. So let's look back to the being, doing, having model. You see, most people operate from the opposite, having, doing, being. They think once I have the success, then I'll feel safe, then I'll feel confident. Once I have the money, then I'll feel successful, then I'll feel like I'm financially abundant. But life doesn't work that way. You don't wait to feel like the version of you who already has the thing that you want. You need to become it first, activating that way of being within you, and then taking action from that new identity. If you've watched any of the other videos in the series before this, you'll know how all of this aligns and meets to have you powerfully step into the space of identity so that you can show up and take action from that state of being. So how do you make the shift? Well, one of the first ways is to ask yourself this question: what is it I would love to create? Now, imagine a version of you who already has the thing that you would love to create. And then this is the important piece. Ask yourself, how does that version of you feel? What does that version say to themselves? How do you speak to yourself internally and externally? How do you see yourself at the level of identity? What are the small daily ways of being in which that version of you operates from? And what actions does that version of you take every single day? What is the identity, the way of seeing and the way of being that that person, that version of you who has the thing that you want, operate from on a daily basis? You see, you always have to start with being first. You tune into the frequency first. Then you let your actions be guided and flow from there, from being in the end result of somebody who already has what it is that you want. Because that way you're not operating from lack. You're not unconsciously operating from, I don't have, and I will be okay when, which reinforces the idea that you don't have and that you're not okay. And you remind yourself of this new powerful state of being, of somebody who's in the end result every single day, creating yourself in this state of being daily until that becomes the unconscious new way of being. Being followed by doing. That is the shift. This is about collapsing time. Instead of waiting until you arrive to then feel successful, instead of waiting to be where you want to be until you can feel free, you feel it now. You embody that way of being now, because that will align you powerfully to the frequency of the thing that you want and guide you to take the actions that are aligned with being in that space. Being takes trust. It takes presence. It means developing a practice of letting go of fear and leaning into faith. And whether you like it or not, you're always operating from a state of being. So why not do it consciously from being in the end result of the thing that you want, and watch how miraculously life begins to meet you there. Things begin to show up. Because when you shift into being, everything changes. Reality reorganizes around your new identity, so that you stop chasing the thing that you want that you think you don't have, and you start embodying it now. So now that you've started to explore the power of being, we're going to end the series on video 6 with the most activating shift yet. I'm going to show you how to stop waiting for the universe and start co-creating your reality from a place of power. And if you want all of the 6 transformational shifts for success, you can download the Reality Recoding ebook that's linked below, where you'll get tools, action steps, and journaling prompts to help you really embody these in the most powerful way.